Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another episode of your physical media review destination. Tee Ful. Welcome back. I'm your host, JD, and I have a sad review story. This is like my third time attempting to do this review. There were some technical difficulties. There was also some human difficulties. There's video evidence. Cut to it. Oh, wait. Damn. It's been a while since I did one of these. Damn it, I forgot. Let's go. I mean, you gotta have a drop. It's almost like I'm not a trained professional. To his on again girlfriend, on again, off again. I am struggling with English today. And it is a really cool sci-fi. It is a really cool sci-fi. Oh my goodness, why am I? Sci-fi film. You know, it's a really cool sci-film. Why don't we just say that? Sci-fi film, sci-film. Look at me. So young a week ago. So immature. So unable to form thoughts and sentences. We've grown so much since then. And beard's kind of weird, like. It's not even a thing. We're fine. So today we're here to talk about 1990s hardware. So I'm going to break this review up into a couple of parts. One, I'm going to talk a little bit about the film, talk a little bit about physical media itself, and then kind of the pros and cons of this set, why I think it's an absolute must-buy, kind of. Story-wise, you've got Dylan McDermott starring in this film, futuristic, post-apocalyptic, because we all know that's the only kind of futuristic movie now, right? Has there ever been a film in the future where the future was actually good and then it didn't turn out to be like a lie and they weren't like eating people? In this post-apocalyptic world, his job essentially is scavenging. He goes out, he tries to find pieces that he can sell, parts that he might be able to use, etc. And that's how he gets by. He ends up at one of these kind of trading post type things, and he buys another scavenger's find, this weird robot. He's buying this because he's looking to reconnect with his on again, off again. Oh my goodness. The speech thing is still happening. What is with this movie? Brings it back to his art-centric girlfriend. So he's bringing this to her thinking she'll be able to do something awesome with it. Spoiler alert, she does. Once it gets in the house, you start building it, they reconnect. Turns out they still really dig each other. Weird things happen with this robot. Turns out it may or may not be a human killing machine and very hard to actually kill, and government conspiracies maybe. And let the bloodshed begin. If you look at lists of forgotten 90s sci-fi, best sci-fi you've never heard of, all that sort of stuff, independent, low-budget sci-fi, it's on almost all those lists. I found this film for the first time probably close to 2 decades ago, watched it with a friend. We were both blown away. He had seen it like years before, but revisiting it, me for the first time. Really cool, well-developed world for the budget they had. Awesome, unique characters. All these characters are flawed, personable, funny, weird, creepy in their own right, but more importantly, interesting. Just like the world they inhabit. The music, there's metal in here. You have a guest appearance by Lemmy from Motorhead. So if you're one of those folks that loves finding these classic metal icons in film, this is up your alley. Just a great sci-fi package. And speaking of package, that brings us to physical media packaging. Man, I might not be able to talk, but my transitions, smooth. I think it's important when you're talking about physical media to identify two things. There's two camps, and then there's a combination of those camps, right? You have people that are all about the physical packaging itself, how unique it is, how awesome it looks on the shelf. And then you have folks that are really more prone to the audio, the visual, just how good this restoration looks. Then you have me. It's a combination of both. I want the super sweet packaging, and I want an unbelievable restoration and 4K scan and however you want to look at it. I want this film to look better than it ever has before, especially with the price tag some of these boutique labels charge. This is an all-time set when it comes to the actual physical nature of the packaging. The box, heavy, huge, hard. It's just a great set. When you actually get into the set itself, so many customer-friendly just features to this set. One, the actual 4K itself Comes in its own sleeve with different reversible artwork on the clamshell case inside. One of the reasons, if not the reason I bought this set, comes with a giant hardcover book with the history of the film, interviews, just an awesome if you're a fan of this film or just physical media and films in general. And the deal sealer for me, the unpublished, I think maybe never before seen, shooting script for the sequel that was never made. There's some other stuff in here like art cards and stuff, but this really was the thing. I'm like, wow, I've never seen that in a set before, and it made every cent of it worth it for me. Chunkiness, awesome quality, great features. This is an all-time if you're a physical media collector, especially of kind of lost underground films. That takes us to the restoration side, and this gets a little bit more murky. Is this the best it'll ever look in sound? Yes. But if you're purely about is it a giant jump up over the out of print Severin Blu-ray? The answer is no. It is the better. You can definitely tell it in some of the dark scenes, especially. But the film itself, if you look at this and you say, man, for a Blu-ray and what they were working with, that's like an 8 out of 10. Then this is like an 8.5 or a 9. It is a jump up, and the sound, definitely I noticed it coming through the stereo better. But picture quality, which, some people, that's what they live or die by. If you love the features on this, and there is a chunk on here, a lot of it carried over for the new release, and you thought the picture was great, and you were just wondering if it was a giant leap forward, and that was absolutely the only reason why you would buy it, then honestly, you're probably good. Like, maybe hold on to those bucks for another release. But if you're like me, you love this film, and a little jump up was more than enough for the extra features, the new interviews with the director, and the just awesomeness of the overall package, then invest the money. Umbrella, still kind of new to the scene, honestly, as far as these giant box sets go, but they are doing some of the best, most consistently impressive packaging for the consumers out there. May have forgot I was cooking. Vinegar Syndrome and Umbrella, that right now, consistently for packaging, are dropping some of the coolest sets out there. Arrow was that. They've kind of dropped a little bit now, doing just more of the slipcase over the regular packaging. Shout Factory is now, doesn't look like dropping box sets really much anymore, unless it's anime. I don't know what's going on there. Charging a premium for these packages with like multiple slipcases and a poster, and we just want it to look good on the shelf. It's the little things. But Umbrella, like if you look on their set, you look at the Super Mario set, they just dropped news for Salute to the Jugger. You've got, I can't even think of some of the other ones because there are films on there, I don't even know what they are, but the packaging looks unreal. And they have immediately shot to the top of if it's something I've considered and they're doing a release, I'm probably picking it up from them. The effort and just the presentation for the physical media customer. I mean, when's the last time you picked up a box set for, I think US, this is around 90 bucks. Might be a little cheaper. When you consider that US and Arrow release is like 40, sometimes 50. Shout Factory release is in that 35, 40 range. So you're talking, maybe close to double or an extra 20, 30 bucks to get this. And if you just want that movie on your shelf, you have it. You can just set it in there for sure and just set this on somewhere else. But the books, as a collector, this is an absolute must buy. The whole package, so the film, the packaging, I'm going to give this a 9. Oh man, should I do it? I'm going to say 9.5 out of 10. Honestly, I'm going to almost perfect. If the restoration had been just a slight bit higher, just a little bit more of a jump over the Blu-ray, just to really make my eyes melt, it would have been an absolute 10 out of 10. But the packaging, this is a near perfect release. I cannot wait to invest in more umbrellas because, like I said, so if you check out these packages on their site, it's unbelievable how awesome some of these packages are. I think, now that I'm thinking about it, so their standard package is $150. I bet you US, this is probably like a $70 release, somewhere in that ballpark. That's bananas. Let me just check. Yeah, this release is $70 US. What? If Umbrella's not on your radar, I get it. Australian, sometimes worried about the region free. I can confirm that the 4K works. All the features on it work. The Blu-ray disc plays in a North American player. All of its features work. The books are beautiful packaging. Look, I can't gush about this enough. If you're a physical media fan, go get it. You'll be happy. If you don't like sci-fi and you don't like low budget, then it's not your thing. But if you're on a channel like this, watching some random dude in a Superman hat with age, then you probably do care about stuff like this and were wondering about it and wanted to know if it was worth picking up. Definitely do it. It is limited. Again, like I said, smaller company, kind of an unknown movie, so it's not flying off the shelf like some of the Arrow stuff does or Vinegar Syndrome stuff does. So you don't have to worry too much about the straight FOMO, but I think definitely worth getting your hands on it before it's gone, because who knows when's the next time they're going to drop like this. And they do have just the standard releases and stuff, folks. If you just want to buy the 4K Slip K, it is there. So man, US, you can probably get this version for $20 if you were trying to track down the out of print Blu-ray that was going for hundreds of dollars online. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks. I got looking forward to getting out of the theater for a couple more reviews, and we've got some physical media stuff on the way, so looking forward to those too. See you soon. Yeah. Look, like or subscribe or the world ends.